Most parents think they are raising a future CEO, but in reality, they are accidentally funding a tiny, adorable dictator of debt. Excellent! You think a simple piggy bank is the answer? That plastic pig is actually a graveyard for potential wealth, and if you keep using it, you're not teaching money, you're teaching a tragedy. I used to be a good student of parenting. I thought, I shall give my child an allowance for breathing. It seemed like a genius tactic. My neighbor, let's call him Suburban Jib, told me it builds character. We give them money, they buy a toy, and they are happy. Simple numeracy, right? We teach them to count to 10, show them a shiny coin, and assume they have mastered the cognitive architecture of a hedge fund manager. It feels so reasonable, so safe. But here is the historical tragedy. Children begin forming core money habits as early as age 7. By the time they reach high school, the window of neuroplasticity, their brain's ability to learn this stuff, is slamming shut. If we don't bridge the gap between simple counting and economic survival, we are sending them into a modern economy armed with nothing but a wooden spoon. We are talking about their future credit scores, their net worth, and their ability to not live in our basements at age 35. Then came the lemonade stand disaster. My child decided to become a kidpreneur. I provided the lemons, the sugar, and the cups for free. Good fellow, I thought. At the end of the day, he had $20. He felt like a tycoon. But then, the betrayal. I asked for the COGS, cost of goods sold. When I explained that the lemons cost $8 and the cups cost $5, his profit vanished like a ghost in the night. He didn't have a business, he had a subsidized hobby funded by the bank of mom and dad. This is the flawed way of thinking. We protect them from failure, but in doing so, we rob them of logic. We had to change the approach entirely. We didn't try harder, we tried differently. The 4-pillar budgeting framework. The document describes this as a transition from visual to tactile representation. Instead of a single, cramped piggy bank where money goes in but never comes out, making a child feel like money is simply lost, we use distinct jars. Spend jar, used for immediate gratification, like snacks or small toys. This teaches the joy of earning and the freedom of choice. Save jar, for medium-term goals, like a bicycle or a video game console. This fosters delayed gratification, the neurological precursor to long-term investing. Grow jar introduces the concept of making money work for you. Parents can act as a venture capital fund by offering a matching program for long-term savings. Share jar, for community donations. This teaches social responsibility and ensures the child develops a healthy, non-greedy relationship with money. The grocery store economics. This turns a mundane chore into a strategic analysis training session. Needs versus wants. Before entering, work with the child to create a list identifying essentials versus extras. Value analysis. Task the child with comparing generic versus brand name prices to find the best value. The incentive mechanism. By allowing older children to keep a small percentage of what they save through smart shopping, you incentivize frugal and efficient decision-making. They learn that saving money is in fact a way of earning it. The labor wage simulation. This tactic erases the mindset that money is an abstract gift and replaces it with the realization that money represents time and effort. Basic responsibilities versus specialized labor. Basic chores, like cleaning their room, are expected as part of the family unit and are unpaid. However, above and beyond tasks, like washing the car or weeding the garden, are hired out to the child. Quality and punctuality. The simulation teaches that specialized labor is worth more, but also that the quality of work dictates the reward. If the job isn't done well, the contract isn't fully paid. This builds the professionalism and soft skills required in the real business world. The result? My child no longer sees money as an abstract gift, but as a representation of time and effort. She understands opportunity cost. If she buys the $10 stickers now, she cannot afford the $50 Lego set later. We moved from a consumer mindset to a producer mindset. Teaching money isn't about the math, it's about the gist, the overarching principle that one must earn more than they spend. If you don't teach them this in the safety of the home, the world will teach it to them in the cruelty of debt. So go ahead, keep giving them free money and wondering why they think cash grows on trees. Just don't be surprised when your future CEO asks for an advance on their inheritance to buy a digital hat for a video game. Excellent.